make contact and then it would stop. So that intermittent signal was driving this guy crazy. I could have, been a complete wimp about it and had a meltdown and let the show get ruined, but I was having so much fun that I just figured they'll fix it, and if they don't fix it, it doesn't matter. This is awesome being out here. I'm looking forward to the New York show, and I'm hoping that we're going to be able to do this for real in the States. I doubt that if we do it again outside of New York, that it'll be in California again. Obviously, with something of this size in so many cities in the nation, we'd have to go, to so many other places before we would return to here. But, it would be really great to be able to come back and play the States after New York. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed on that.
We all are. It's Full Metal Jackie. More with Dave Mustaine and more metal on the way. Full Metal Jackie with Pantera. Dave Mustaine of Megadeth with us on the show tonight talking about Peace Sells, but who's buying the 25th anniversary edition. It comes out Tuesday. Dave, how does revisiting Peace Sells, the cornerstone, so to speak, affect writing and recording a new album?
It's very inspiring. Listening to the guitar playing back then, it was really, me stepping outside of myself in this interview, listening to that guitar playing, it was, very challenging. And I'm not going to say I was a trendsetter or anything like that, but listening to what I was playing back then, it was really, it made me proud. I listen to what we're writing nowadays, and we've got some really competitive tracks on this new record that are very similar to that whole color of Peace Sells, because Peace Sells had a very politically dark feeling to it, and it was, just that whole bad boy thing we had going on, that was real. When we had the release party in L.A., I remember that night kicking Chris Poland in the face, and that's not, you can't fake that stuff.
Full Metal Jackie with Dave Mustaine. Go to the contest page of FullMetalJackieRadio.com right now and enter to win the box set along with the signed Dave Mustaine 3D litho, and runner-ups are going to win the 2-CD set. Peace Sells. And hey, Suicide Silence have a new album coming out this Tuesday called The Black Crown. Here's a song from it. It's called Human Violence. Full Metal Jackie with Neurosis and a Sun That Never Sets. We've got Dave Mustaine of Megadeth on the show with us tonight. And Dave, it's been a busy year for you so far, obviously touring and working on a new album and now the Mayhem Festival. Does being so busy settle you? Like, do you feel uncomfortable when there aren't multiple projects keeping you occupied?
Actually, I'm really kind of maxed out right now. I've been going since March 31st of last year when we ended the Peace Sells recording, the Rest in Peace recording in Hollywood. We went straight into the studio, mixed that record, did the Big Four thing, mixed that record, and then I started work on Dan Spitz's project, the Red Lamb thing, and then I worked with this other artist that Mark and I picked up, and we managed a band called Baptized in Blood from Canada I've been working with, and it's just a lot of stuff. So then after I finished Danny's thing, I came in here and started working on our stuff, and you add to all of that, all the interviews that happen all the time, all the touring that's happening all the time, the book, the release of the paperback that's coming up now, so we needed to write some additional material for that. And, I get tons of opportunities to write, ever since becoming a New York Times best-selling author. It's just opened up a whole new world for me for writing. And that's one of the things I'm really stoked about, too, because there's not a lot of heavy metal people that get recognition for their literacy, and I'm really proud of being able to bring that to our community and just say, you know what, you may not all like me, but you know what, I can represent our community pretty well. If someone wants to take shots at us about what we're capable of doing, man, I've overcome so much stuff, and to be where I'm at right now, it shows what we're all capable of.
Full Metal Jackie with Dave Mustaine with us on the show tonight. And I want to play something new for you right now from Decapitated. They have a new album coming out Tuesday called Carnival is Forever. This is Pest. Full Metal Jackie with Decapitated and Pest. Their new album comes out Tuesday. We've got Dave Mustaine of Megadeth on the show with us tonight, talking about the Peace Cells 25th Anniversary Edition, which comes out Tuesday. And Dave, I gotta tell you, I've always appreciated when we get to see you on TV or hear interviews. You're smarter than most people realize, and it makes me smile because obviously there are people outside of this world that we're in that think a certain way about hard rock and metal artists or artists in general, and I love that you always prove people wrong.
Well, thank you. One of the fun things was in doing the whole Democratic National Convention coverage we did for MTV several years ago. I've always been really aware of what's going on around us politically, and that was really fun, going into areas and really, walking in proud and saying, hey, I represent our community. Granted, I'm there with MTV, which back in 1992, MTV was different. That was... It was playing music back then still, so it was really cool to be associated with them and doing this thing. And the MTV News, man, we were on that all the time. Peace Cells But Who's Blind was the theme song for MTV.
I remember that.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was na 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 na, and there was do 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 do, and I was thinking, God, man, this is the coolest thing in the world. Here I am, a kid that didn't think he would live past 20. And I've arrived. Looking back at my life right now as I'm nearing 50 and thinking, well, you're still alive. and just all the accomplishments I've done, I got to tell you, when you look at some people that are 50, you can it's totally acceptable to look at them and say, you old bag of guts, because that's what a lot of people that are 50 are. But for me, add the adversity of all the partying and stuff, I should look like I'm 200. For whatever reason, God's kept me in good shape, and I don't see any stopping us right now. We've got a whole bunch of dates the rest of this year. We've got Gigantor coming up next year.
Awesome. And,
man, there doesn't seem to be any letting up.
There is no stopping Dave Mustaine. And you know what? You should be proud of yourself. And, I'm as a fan and as somebody who knows you, I'm proud of you, and I'm proud to call you a friend. So
thanks, Jackie. You too.
Good for everything that you've got going on, and very excited about, obviously, Peace Cells release July 12th. Going to see you out on Mayhem all summer, and I'll be out there as the official tour correspondent. And I look forward to seeing you out there. So thank you so much.
You're so welcome.